When she's not giving you sex, don't make these 5 mistakes. Hi, guys. My name is Apollonia Ponti, and I am your dating, relationship, and life coach for you men to not only master your attraction skills, but also get better in your relationship, dating life, and your life overall. All right, so here are the 5 mistakes that you're not going to do when a woman is not giving you sex. And if this is your first time visiting, I welcome you to click that subscribe button and click the bell to be notified every time I post a new video on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays. Now let's dive in. Number 1 is you're not going to start whining and complaining, basically stomping your feet type of behavior when she doesn't give you intimacy. And so one of the traits that a woman will really get turned off about is if you combat this behavior of her not giving you sex or this willingness to not wanting to do this because probably of a problem. But reason being is because you whine and complain, it's not going to get you better results. It's actually going to get you more lack. And many times when we whine and complain, it's like childlike behavior. And also too, a woman will not be attracted to that. And you won't get a result with this. Number 2 is sleeping with other women or threatening her that you will sleep with other women. So I think that this is not only manipulation and is also a tactic that a lot of men think that they have to do with a woman. And if you're going to be sleeping with other women, then maybe you don't need to be in a relationship with this woman. Maybe you want more of an open relationship or to be single. If she's not giving you sex and you blatantly just go ahead and sleep with other women, then that's okay if you're not in a relationship with her and you're dating other people and you're not in any type of commitment. But if you're in some type of commitment and you're threatening her to sleep with other women or going behind her back to sleep with other women, shows that you aren't tackling the actual issue or making a decision on what are the moves and the next steps and hiding that from her. Number 3 is becoming cold. I think that this happens often in relationship. It happens in marriages and things like this. But many times when we become cold, it's typically because we are mad or angry, and anger stems from insecurities most of the times, and anger stems from unhealed emotions or untreated emotions or untalked about emotions as well. So if you're becoming cold, she will also feel like you were just using her for sex, that you weren't really in this relationship emotionally and you've checked out. And it seems like the way that she pays you is through sex. And if you treat her well, it's because she's giving you sex. And so it becomes a pressure type of relationship. And then she's going to constantly feel used. And if you become cold, she will not be open to probably pursue more of a relationship with you. And also the balance of the relationship trust will be off completely. The next one is talking to your friends about it. All right. Not every friend has a similar, lifestyle choices or perspectives as you do all the time. And also too, when we share things with friends, they're just always giving us advice on their best interest for you. And also too, sometimes our friends can have some big mouths, right? And so this will be something that you don't want to do, especially when it comes to your sex life. I think it's about talking to outside resources and really getting that help and really and also exploring it in your relationship, which I'm going to go to next. Because talking to your friends will also plant seeds in your heads of things to do. Let's say you have a single friend that is always out and about, always talking to other women. He's probably going to tell you to sleep with more women, but yet you've been with this woman for 5 years and maybe there's an underlying issue of what's going on here. So talking to friends is probably not the best bet for you, because also too, they'll remember this, and no, more than likely the woman will eventually be embarrassed when she does find out eventually that you did tell your friend, excuse me, and she will also lack trust for you. This will cause a bigger issue. The next one is the most important one that I want you to understand too, is many women feel as though they withhold sex because of many different reasons, which I should probably do a video about why women withhold sex. And I think that it's important that you have to explore the reason, because one of the things that you don't want to do if she's not giving you sex is not explore the reason. This is the main caveat, because the reason is why she will continue to choose you and how you handle this in the future. So the way that you explore the reason is the way that she will continue to either choose you and how you handle this in the future. Because as humans, our bodies are ever evolving. Things can change. Maybe she just had a baby. Maybe she's going through postpartum. Maybe she's going through menopause. Maybe she's in her 20s and trying to figure out her as a woman. Maybe she's suffered from some type of abuse in her life, and being intimate with you and being drawn closer is bringing things up for her. Guys, we have to fix this narrative of how men view sex. I think sex is a bonding moment, of course, and can be fun. I'm open to whatever you guys want to do. If it's one night stands, if it's sex dungeons, I don't care. But the most important part about your sex life is understanding that sex is viewed so much differently to many people. And also, too, intimacy when you're with someone can bring up unhealed parts of us as well. And so many times when men lack intimacy in their relationships, they think it has something to do with them 100%. And they're like, okay, I have to do this. What do I have to do? Oh my God, is she cheating on me because she's not sleeping with me? She's not touching me this way. And so if this is you, what's happening is you have mastered the art of accepting and seeking approval through sex. And sex is like something that does not always happen constant and consistent in relationships or marriage, because you're traveling, you're working, babies come in, families in town. There's so much things that can happen. And so if you thrive off the consistency of your marriage, you're going to end up exhausting your wife. You're going to end up exhausting your partner. You're going to end up exhausting your girlfriend or the girl you're dating. And also you have to have a better relationship with sex, because most women, unfortunately, have had bad sexual experience with men from abuse, sexual abuse, and so on, which no woman should ever have to go through or tolerate. But when they find a man that they love or that they start to trust, some of these things can come up. So just be patient with the woman and go deeper on the why. Why is this happening? Because she may not be willing to give up maybe the reasons automatically, because she's just getting to know you or just building trust with you, that you're going to slowly come out of it. And she's going to tell you a little bit of why, and that, it's bringing up some things that I need to work on and so on. So that's one stage of it. Another stage of it in the beginning stages of dating as a why and you exploring the reason is maybe the woman doesn't want to give up the quote unquote cookie too soon, right? Many women don't want to do that because they get their feelings attached, or they're limited to who they want to sleep with. And they look at sex as like a different experience because you're taking in an energy. And also she wants to get to know you without dabbling into sex to make it more confusing. And maybe she wants to have a relationship first, or even marriage first before intimacy. And so this is something you want to be clear about. And this is okay to talk to her about. And I also think it's a good thing when a woman does this to you, because and when a man does it too, because what happens is you create a balance of getting to really truly know each other without the intimacy, because the intimacy makes you jump 10 miles ahead sometimes, and you can get ahead of yourself. You have a bonding hormone now, and your judgment can be clouded on if this person is good and if you have a deeper desire, meaning for a long-term relationship with this person. Now, the other caveat of not exploring the reason where it has something to do with you is if you have a bad relationship with intimacy, if you have a bad relationship with seeking validation from your partner because your needs are not met. So that means that she's doing something else behind your back, or it's like a tit for tat. You're keeping track on what she's doing, how she's touching you, how many times she's been intimate with you. And this will get really exhausting for a woman, because this experience for intimacy becomes a doing energy instead of a flow where you're more present. And it's kind of like, I need to get my orgasm, or I need to get my sex in the morning first thing in order for my needs to be met. And so the woman will constantly start to think like, I'm always pleasing his needs, but how about me? And so she might even start withholding from sex, because these experiences that you're giving her are something that are not something that she wants anymore. And she wants to create new ones, meaningful ones, deeper ones. And she's noticing maybe that there's not a healthy balance of a relationship and of sex life with you or with one another. So this comes into dating with women, this comes into relationships with women, and so on. And one of the things that I want to tell you about too, before I start diving in a little bit one more thing here, is I made a program, and I want you to sign up for my secret video. You're not going to see it anywhere else. You're not even on YouTube. It's called Mastering the Bedroom. And in my Master the Bedroom program, I actually go over this in my secret video training. It's completely free. You can sign up for it down below in the links. And it's a 20-minute video where I go into really how to master the deeper desires of a woman in the bedroom. And so you can click that below and get it for free, or up here on the cards. Now, I want to end it with this note on this channel, guys, when it comes to intimacy with a woman. There's a wide range of reasons why a woman would withhold sex from you. And another reason, which I didn't mention, is because some part of this relationship is either emotionally abusive, physically abusive, or mentally abusive as well. And one of the things that I want you to remember is no one, not you or a woman, should ever have to suffer from abuse. And if you do, I would encourage you to get help, reach out to friends, and really get yourself out of this relationship. Because many times when we are experiencing toxic relationships, toxic behaviors, emotional abuse, we will withdraw sex because we're not finding intimacy with our partners. But there's a caveat to this. The moment that someone is overly gaslighting us and loving us after emotional abuse and putting us down, we start to experience and have sex where it gets confusing and we're like, oh my God, this is the greatest sex ever. It's kind of like what they call makeup sex. And so this is because your dopamine's at our all-time high because your emotions are highly involved in it. So your clouded judgment gets involved of you're classifying this as good sex, but it's really the dopamine of the chemicals that you're going through with the intertwining changes of the highs and lows of the relationship. And it's not an equal balance. So you have to be clear, guys, in the women that you date, the relationships that you get in, your actions and being accountable if you want something more and if you want to be better. So if you do, I want you to watch my next video if you want to go deeper into intimacy. So not only will you enroll in my free training right below and in the cards, but I have another video on the 5 reasons why women want this type of intimacy. I'm going to go into the type of intimacy that actually women really truly do watch here in this video. So go ahead and watch that next. And as always, I'll see you in the next video. And remember, you are always loved. Bye for now.